Now we'll start the lesson on the question word چقدر, which means how much. چقدر means how much. There is one point related to its the form you should write it. This is the right way to write چقدر, a combination of what and much. So what much kind of. But you will see in your book or in other writings that some people write it like this. Just in one word. Here I have written it in two words, but some people they write it in one word. Both of them are correct, but this one is more standard, and nowadays it's recommended to write like this. So چقدر means how much. Let's look at some examples. چقدر نان داری? How much bread do you have? So we put چقدر right behind the noun that we want to ask about it. You know, the amount or the size of something. So we say چقدر نان داری? And as you can see, the stress is on چقدر. چقدر نان داری? There is a rising, falling intonation, and the stress is on چقدر. Another example. چقدر وقت داشتند؟ چقدر وقت داشتند? How much time did they have? So again, and the answer is always, you know, just replacing this part. For example, if we want to answer this question, چقدر وقت داشتن, we can say 2 ساعت وقت داشتند. And you can see that چقدر was replaced by 2 ساعت. The answer to چقدر. چقدر نان داری? I can say 2 کیلو نان دارم. 2 کیلو came in the place of چقدر. Another usage of چقدر is when you are surprised of something. So it's not a question, but it shows that you are amazed by something. For example, look at the same example. If we want to read this example like a question, we should put the stress on چقدر. Say چقدر غذا میخوری, and a falling intonation. چقدر غذا میخوری. So it will be a question. But sometimes you hear that the stress is not on چقدر but on غذا میخوری. And it's not a question. You see someone is eating, and then you get surprised by how much he or she eats. So we say چقدر غذا میخوری, and the stress is on this part, and it's not a question. You are just showing your surprise. You say that چقدر غذا میخوری is a question. چقدر غذا میخوری, and the stress is in fact on غذا میخوری. Another important thing about چقدر is that even though چقدر means how much, sometimes it's used in the meaning of how many. It's not that common, but sometimes it's used and it's not wrong. For example, this is چقدر کتاب داری. چقدر here, because kitab is a countable noun, so it's how many books do you have. But it's not wrong, and it's used, but چقدر, the main meaning is how much. So the points about چقدر is that it comes right before the noun that you want to specify it in terms of its amount and size. So چقدر نان داری, and the answer is just coming again in the place of the question word. چقدر وقت داشتن, 2 ساعت وقت داشتن. 2 ساعت comes in the place of چقدر. Another usage of چقدر was to show to be the sign of surprise, not as a question word. So, and in that case, the stress goes on the second part of the sentence, and you have a rising intonation. چقدر غذا میخوری? چقدر غذا میخوری? And the last point about چقدر is that sometimes it's used in the meaning of how many.